Okay guys, sorry about the delay. Hopefully we'll be back with a nice transition here. Now if you see what we're creating, basically the concept is to isolate the center and simply being that now we make it 5-on-4. As you see, we now occupy the tackle. The center is not blocking really anybody, and you get the free rusher. That's a basic concept of a 3-down lineman set that can be applied to any 3-down lineman set, but I personally am a huge fan of the 3-4 and always will be. Now, we've crashed the line down and we shift them to the right, and now what happens if we crash the line up and shift them to the left? As you see here, we get the same concept that we had on the other side. Now we're just going to bring it from the left, so same setup. This is what we had before. These blitz angles, but just from the left now. Okay. Now, it's just the same concept, it's just a different way to do it. And you see this from the 3-4 unit because it's easiest to show here because the linemen are where they're supposed to be. As you see, it's very smooth, very easy, very calm, right or left side pressure. Okay? Now the problem that we have with 3-4, and this is probably why a lot of elite guys don't run this formation, is there's not a clear-cut way to get A-gap pressure. You could re-blitz Ratliff here, but the problem is the center usually will slide over. As you see, he kind of slides over there. So, I mean, it's not as consistent as it was from the 4-3. However, A-gaps are easy to stop anyway this year, guys. And really, I think edge pressure is where you want to be, in my opinion. Now, granted, we could do something like this. And possibly get the A-gap. Let's see. As you see, we get a little loop around pressure. I mean, yes, that is effective, but it's a lot of steps because you'll have to spread the line out. As you see, we'll spread the line out, we'll get that blitz angle, then we have to pinch the linebackers, then we have to shift the line to the right, and then we have to re-blitz Coleman and Ratliff. And it's a lot of setups to do. If you guys can do it that quick, you'll sometimes get that loop around pressure, but it's really not even very consistent. So I would not recommend doing that very often. You could do that as maybe something like this. If you want to do this. Maybe spread them, like so. And now you have some conflicting blitz angles and some crossfire blitzing, and you're going to get in pretty quick. So if you would like to do a concept like that, that's how I would do it. Now, if you crash the line to the left, as you see here, this is very good run defense integrity because basically what we have Ratliff coming across the line of scrimmage here, Hatcher coming out to team the edge, Spencer's going to cover up, give a blitzer right. So this is a very good right side run stopper. Now, if you just flip the play, now your left side is locked up. You can't run left off tackle. Okay, so really sending 4 guys, we are stopping off tackle runs left and right. Okay. Now we're bringing pressure also. So we want to bring pressure from the left side, and what you could do is you could go ahead and re-blitz Carter. Again, we like to spread the linebackers, and then we like to pinch the linebackers. And as you see, oh, we don't pinch the linebackers for the edge pressure, my bad. We like to just spread the linebackers like that, and then we just blitz Carter, and you put wearing a purple so he kind of acts like he's going to the hooks, and then he goes out as a purple zone. And there's your outside pressure. And you get there in about 2 seconds. But it's very consistent. You'll get that 10 times out of 10 if they don't block a running back. Now, if you want to bring double pressure, you're sending, unfortunately, you have to send 6 people. Crash line down, shift into the right screen. You can go ahead and leave Spencer on this blitz angle. You can just re-blitz Ware. and reblitz Carter. So now you're sending 6, but you're going to get 2 free. So I would do something like this, and I would just kind of cover this left side of the field, and I would pray to God that Church can hold up on the right side. And here we come. We get a dude free. For some reason, we didn't get 2 free there. I think it's because you have to spread the linebackers to get him over the center, or over the guard rather, to get the proper alignment. That is another thing with blitz this year, is they're very touch and go. So unfortunately, you have to do some finagling to get them to work right every single time. But here you see, I still can't get it properly. So we have a problem. The center is sliding over. So if we just look all linebackers. Just want to move Carter over yourself. Maybe that's what it is. No, the center still slides over. Maybe that's the shift the backers. But I wouldn't want to do that, because now you're just basically in a 4-3 formation. That should work properly. As you see, it does work properly. But it's a lot of finagling and stuff that we don't really want, so it's not very clean. And the problem with it, this is why we don't run from 3-4 even very much, is you can bring one side pressure, but the double edge pressure, let's see if we can contain Carter, if that's what the missing piece. Yeah, see, the guard will slide over because of the position of Carter. So what I would recommend doing, if you want to bring double-sided pressure, I would take Carter and I would bring him right here, and I would just hold him right here to occupy this guy and then come out into coverage. It's just a fake blitzing concept. It's been around all year. It's nothing really popular, or not popular, but it's nothing that you haven't heard before. I think this is actually the way I ran this thing pinch, but if you just want to hold him right here over this tackle, let him pick up the guy, and you're just going to come through. So I mean, it's touch and go with the 3-4 even. I don't spend a lot of time in the 3-4 even. 3-4 over, in my opinion, is the best formation for these concepts, because if you see here, you see how they're a little bit differently aligned as opposed to the 3-4 even. Maybe even the 3-4 under. I can see the 3-4 under. Let's just run over it real quick. Let's find a curl fly concept play here. Yep. Okay, so the 3-4. Okay, so you would just crash the line up, and you'd shift them to the right, and you just contain Hasher and Carter. Yeah. So, I mean, 3-4 under is a formation where you could potentially do, again, what we were saying. This is also a formation where you get some A-gap pressure on the feet. If we can't get A-gap heat, we of course cannot. So I would experiment with the 3-4 under. It's the same concept. I would just crash line up. Wait, I would spread the line, crash. Couldn't get it. I would just crash the line to the right, and then you'd have to manually contain that dude. So that's why we don't want to do 3-4 under. So we've erased odd, we've erased under. Now let's go to the 3-4 even real quick. And so you see here, we're already in our set. So this is our A-gap blitzing as well, so that's something to be known. So what you would do is you would contain Ratliff, reblitz Coleman, and with it you wouldn't have to shift the line really. You'd already kind of be aligned the way you would want them to be. As you see, they have the gap integrity we would like to have. I would just personally spread the linebackers out, and I would shift the line to the right, just because you get him over the guard there, and I would just re-blitz these two dudes, and you're already set up now, and you're going to scream right off the edge. So that's the concept from the 3-4 solid, I think is what it was. You would just shift the line to the right, and you would just re-blitz these dudes. Now if you want to bring from the left, or you want to double, you would have You would have Carter here, and I would probably just try to re-blitz him at first. Again, we spreaded the linebackers. So the goal here is that center blocks nobody. Carter either comes through or Ware comes through. Hopefully one of the two happen. And they both don't. So unfortunately we have to erase that formation from our list. So it leaves us with the 3-4 under, 3-4 solid. So we were in the 3-4 even. So it's the 3-4 solid left and the 3-4. So real quick we'll go over the 3-4 solid, just to make sure we didn't miss anything. And it's a very interesting formation. We shift them to the right. Actually, let's just see what's crashing. And it does have the crashing concept we talked about earlier on in the video, so we just shift them crash, re-blitz, re-blitz. That would be what it would look like. That's the standard concept we've been trying to get all last session. And as you see, we finally do get the concept to come in correctly. So you need Coleman over the tackle, so that's gonna be the problem is it won't come in off the left side. So again, we have another problem with this formation. Now you could spread the line, but the only problem with spreading the line is the center is gonna pick up this dude right here. So I mean, it's just not really worth your time. Now if you want to get something like this going on, you could do this. Here's your A-gap, but unfortunately you have to show blitz for it to come in. It's very effective A-gap, but show blitz kind of tells them you're coming. It's something you don't want to have to do if you don't have to. So let's see if we can't experiment with the 3-4 over formation. And of course, steep pinch zone is the way that we're going to discuss today. Okay, so crash, do everything we do. And if you see here, we can shift them to the left, and they're all in that nice little gap there. So let's see if we can't get the crash, and we get the crash concept. Shift them to the left. Hatcher where we want him. Carter, I will just zone Carter. Let's see if it works. We bring the left side. So the concept works. The only problem is it's kind of tell where you shift the line is where you're going to be coming from. Unfortunately. You just would re-blitz that in as you see here, and you're going to come off extremely fast. It's very good pressure. Unfortunately, you are telling them where you're coming from. However, the pressure, in my opinion, is worth it. As you see, and the lovely part about it is you just run the stink pinch on stock, and you just, if you just run the stink pinch on stock, you're going to get A-gap pressure from the middle linebacker, you're over the center basically, and they're going to have to block the running back array. It's just a nice way to fill up the game. Now if you want to bring it off the left side, then you would just do this, and you would just zone Carter. And you're coming off the left side extremely fast. Now if you want to bring it off the right side, crash it down, shift it to the right, re-blitz Coleman there, zone Carter, shade coverage out, snap of the ball, you're going to come in off the right. Oh, unfortunately we didn't get it there. It may have something to do with the formation of the way it's designed. Let's try containing Coleman. That's not what we want. Okay. Unfortunately, I have the same problem we had before. Let's try containing rattle lift. It would come in. No. So unfortunately, what you could do is, if you want to bring it from the left side, this at least makes it all look the same. So you're always going to be doing this. This is the first step in any blitz you do. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to contain Hatcher. You're going to zone Ware. You're going to zone Carter. And you're going to just re-blitz Lee. And it should come up. Wow. Okay. Containing Lee. Center slides over for some reason. You get delayed pressure from Lee from the contain. That's not the concept. We want instant pressure. Let's try just re-blitzing Spencer straight down. Re-blitzing Ratliff straight down and contain. And here's what we have. Is the end result of the play. And we'll see if that works correctly. And the guard, of course, will slide over. So the idea is we want to blitz over one step. The idea is we want to get three. We want to be able to spy Hatcher, contain Ratliff here. Re-blitz Lee, fire him deep. Purple, user sensible. You want to be able to send 3 and get 1 free. But the problem is the center's going to slide over every time. For some reason, the center enjoys to screw with the blitz. So what I would recommend doing is, if you want to send a blitz, you would just do what we just said. Contain Ratliff. Over, zone Ware. You would put Carter here into a deep blue, and then you would put Lee right in here, and you would just come like here, and you would literally, as soon as ball snap, you'd come up, and then you go back. So ball snap, come up, show yourself, then you're back in the coverage. You're going to go to quick block, shed for sack. You're sending 2 people. Sometimes he'll come off scot-free. So unfortunately, left side pressure is not as easy as it should be. Because you should be able to do this, but unfortunately the center is going to come right over. So what you could do is you could occupy the center with Carter here. And just hold. And the center, once he picks up Carter, then you just flood back. So that is another concept you could do if you want. A lot of things you can do with this play. It's very versatile. But there is some manipulating you have to do with linemen to get the blitzes to work properly. As you see here, you have to kind of hold that center off. The blitz will come in very quickly. If you want to bring double side pressure, what you would do is you would just simply do this. And then you would come down here. You would, of course, blitz Sean Lee. And now you're coming down with Carter. So basically, you're blitzing all your linebackers. And you're going to hold the center with Carter. And again, now it's just simply going to be 6-on-4, and one or two dudes will come free every time. So that's basically the blitzing concepts. It's changed a little bit from the last time we ran this play. We didn't do shifting or finagling, if you will, of the linemen to get the pressure to work properly. We didn't do fake blitzing concepts, and we didn't do all that, but it makes the blitzes work more effectively, and you can do this for any play. I just like to do it for stick pinch zone because you're already blitzing. As you see, all your dudes are already blitzing, so your play is already set up the way you want it to be. And now all you have to do is hold with Carter, and you're set. So I mean, a lot of things you can do. If you want to send it from the left, again, if you're sending it from the left, you don't have to hold. So you could just come up here like you're going to hold, and then just not hold. So you just get out of there and just go straight into coverage. So I mean, It's very good, very effective blitzes. It's just you do have to do a little bit more with your user stick. Okay. So that's 3-4. That's basically what we do from the 3-4 over. You can do it from any play guide again. What I would do is, again, this outside linebacker fire 2 is a good play to do it from because they're already blitzing. This cover 6 is amazing. It's one of the best plays. Here's why the cover 6 is so good. Let's just go over this real quick. Number 1, it's the coverage behind it. So as you see here, we're going to send 4 people. As you see here, we're sending these dudes. We're going to spy Spencer, and we're going to use him. And we're going to go right into this purple area. So you have good coverage, and the ball snaps. They pick you up, and you come back into here. You have a dude coming free at the quarterback. So again, very good concept. You could just contain, and you could put this dude in, let's say, a hook zone. Now you're going to cover 2 concept, lets you have good coverage all over the field. You can even put Carter in a deep blue like so, and then you're now basically in inverted cover 2. A lot of things you can do with the cover 6 because of the way the play covers automatically. You get default purple zones. A lot of stuff you can do with coverages. But it's basically just work around setting your blitz up. So you could spy or you could contain Spencer. I think contains are more consistent though, so it's just kind of what you want to do. And now you see here, basically you have 3 dudes in a hook coverage, 3 dudes in deep coverage. It's going to force them to go underneath to a drag pattern. So it is what it is, and of course you have that spy like that. So you have something that looks similar to this, and you're coming off the left edge pretty quick, and it's just a quick read they're going to have to make. And then, I mean, a lot of things you can do with the 3-4 because of how well it plays in the 3-4 cover, which is one of the reasons I really like the formation this year. I would personally contain Spencer if you're not going to user him. You could spy if it's a situation where you don't have to have the pressure. But the spies just don't do very well this year in terms of, I mean, they do okay, but they're not as good as contains. They're not as consistent. You see the contain will work every single time, whereas the spy will work probably 8 to maybe 7 out of 10 times. So the contain's just not very consistent. And now let's talk about, real quick before we get out of here for the day, we've got this crossfire 3, just a lot of things you do, but my personal favorites are the stink pinch zone, OLB fire 2, the cover 6, cover 3, cover 2s, the 2-man under, of course, and the free safety zone blitz. This is one of the plays, it's one of the better run stopping plays in the game. And you see the stock, what happens, and then we do our normal setup. And if you want to go ahead and bring the safety down and re-blitz him, now you basically have the same concept. You should be getting, you should get a dude free off the left side as we do there. You're sending, I think you're sending 5. Let's see if the guard. Okay, that didn't work right. So the free safety zone blitz, what I would do mainly though is I would just run the play as it is, and what it is one of the best run defenses in the game. I'm telling you right now. 3-4 is one of the best run defensive formations of the game as well. What basically you have covered, basically you have the slants to the right side of the screen, and then you have 3 blitzers coming off the left. So really the only position where they're going to be able to run is maybe a direct toss, but you have flow coverage out there. There's really nowhere to go in terms of running, and you have pretty much everything sewed up. If you want to go ahead and re-blitz Church, and then when the ball snaps, okay, come out of it and then go recover, you can do that. You're going to get 1 dude free if you do that. So a lot of things you can do with this formation. I thought this would be a nice little a fresh air, so to speak. Guys, here's a quick little concept here I wanted to talk about. If you take safety and do that, and then you just zone everybody, sometimes what will happen, especially if you use the safety, is you'll come right off the edge free. So you see like that, and then you just come right off, and then what happens is the guard is forced to come over to pick you up, and sometimes he doesn't do that. So go ahead and leave Hatcher on the splits angle, and you just zone everybody on your team. I'm not even kidding. Literally, you're blitzing 2 people, but you have to kind of use your sensible ball, or you could just run him off. So if you just run him off here at the edge like so, he's going to automatically set back. And as you see there, the 2-man blitz, it really comes in quick for the most part, and basically that allows you to put 10 people in any zone you want. It's just a concept that's been here all year, guys. Nothing really new. I just wanted to go over how to do the same stuff everybody else is doing this year. But I wanted to go over how to do it from the 3-4 formation, because I feel like the 3-4 formation is a really slept on formation this year. So if you see you have like this kind of a coverage, basically there's zones everywhere, going everywhere, flow coverage everywhere. Take the ball, and you just come out here wide. Ball snaps, you come off the edge like so, and you just kind of use her into it. That time we got bumped up, but eventually we got free, and there's really not a whole lot of places to go. But again, you just go ahead and shift it like you're bringing pressure. Purple these 2 dudes, bring this dude down in here. You have good hook coverage. You want to make sure you're inside that slot receiver. Ball snaps, you're coming right off the edge, you're right in their corral. There's really nowhere for them to, you know, I mean, it's a play where you're going to get a lot of sacks, and you're going to get picked up sometimes too. But it's still a very good play, guys. You see the stock blitz angles we get if you just want to go ahead and baseline the play. Not press coverage, of course, just baseline it. You can get some pretty crazy stock blitz angles. It's just a pretty crazy blitz all around. A lot of things you can do with that play, guys. I recommend it for run defense for the most part. One of the best run Ds in the game, in my opinion, because you have a lot of dudes in coverage, yet you still have some pressure. You're going to get some pressure. Real quickly. That's pretty much it for this formation. That's pretty much it for the 3-4 over, guys. Again, the same recommended audibles. I use them the same way. I'm going to have a full game coming out soon with the updated version of the West Coast offense and the 3-4 over defense, guys. So do enjoy that. And I'll be coming out with a 4-3 under defense soon. I don't know if I've already done a breakdown of 4-3 under, but it will be coming very soon, guys. Appreciate you sticking with me through this. A lot of stuff, a lot of content coming up. Thanks, guys.